Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. Oy vey. First off, with the Shelton, Washington weather, plague rat, and spider report on the weather, good Lord. The wildfires have once again brought such a layer of smoke over the entirety of western Washington. It is insane. When I walk out of my home, it looks like it's foggy. It's not fog. It is smoke from wildfires. I have a light on the outside of our house. Well, I don't have a light. We have a light on the outside of our house. It looks like there are water particles streaming past it. It's not. It's smoke. It's smoke in the air. It's particulates that we're breathing. So, yay. Yeah, so the air is pretty vile and getting worse. And so, thumbs up on that. So, yeah, yay. And of course, there's not going to be any rain to help clear the smoke. On the plague rat report, of course, plague rats. I had to go to Safeway. People, noses, people taking off their masks before they leave the store. I mean, it's just, if I didn't have to go out, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd go out in public, just not into stores with recycled air. Just like I'm semi-glad that, like, businesses are able to stay open. The local theater has reopened. It's only 2 screens. I'm never going to go in there until I can get an effective vaccine. You know, I don't get an effective vaccine. You know, I get vaccinated with an effective, then what's the word, when you can afford it, vaccination. Until that time, I'm right in prime get really sick and die age. So, yeah, I'm going to not go into places like theaters. Ugh. It only takes one person. And very, very short contact, because this thing is insanely contagious. So, ugh. And on the spider report, my bloody cat. Just one moment. So now I gotta try and center myself again. On the spider report, no basement, no bathroom spiders that I can see. As you know, as I've stated, for every spider you can see, you know, double that amount. So if you can see 4, then there's at least 8 of them around you. So they're spiders. I just can't see them down there. Now for up here, there's the several garden spiders over in the window, and the egg sac has not hatched yet. So cool. There have still been baby spiders wandering around. I had to move some earlier. Thumbs up on that. There's not as many visible spiders in the corners at the moment, but again, as stated, you know, for every one you can see, at least double it. So cool. There are spiders, and I like it. But, oh boy, yeah, yesterday was therapy, and as an example of what goes on, last Thursday, I talked to my primary care provider at the VA. She said I needed to talk to my therapist. I've been trying to call him all week. Haven't been able to. So finally, I have my appointment where I'm going to talk about he needs to make a referral for the ADHD testing thing. Oh, I don't even bring it up until the very end. He says, okay, I'll see you next week. And then it's like, oh, by the way. And then I was able to say, hey, the people at the VA say because this, and this, you need to make a referral. You need to do this if we're going to get me checked and tested and medicated. He went, oh, okay, that's not a problem. I can tell, I could diagnose and just get you diagnosed right now myself. I have inattentive ADHD. I can sit. If I can sit, and I mean, I can sit. I can just close my eyes and just sit. That's what I do when I'm at appointments. I just sit. I can do that. I don't have the hyperactive part of ADHD. I can't concentrate in all my life. In the early 1990s, when I started work at this one nursing home, I thought it was alcoholism that had given me my inability to concentrate. And I have been describing myself since 1991 as having the attention span of a coked out butterfly. It's not been my fault. Every time I find one of these lists of symptoms things, my life is a laundry list of ADHD symptoms. It hasn't been my fault. I'm not an airhead. I'm not a featherhead. I have the attention span of a coked out butterfly, but it's not been my fault. It's an actual physical break. I take 3 200 milligram capsules of caffeine daily, and I wash them down with caffeine. I take one in the morning, I take one mid-afternoon, and I take one just before bed so I can sleep. My pulse comes down when I take caffeine. So we're going to finally get things rolling, and for the first time in my life, hopefully my brain will be working properly, and that's going to be weird. And it is a really, really, really weird feeling, as stated there, to look back at my life and realize this all the way up to this year has just been a laundry list of, this is ADHD problems, ADHD problems, ADHD problems, ADHD problems, ADHD, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. On the one hand, I wouldn't want to change my past. If I did, I never would have met Jennifer, my now 6 years late wife. That would have been bad. As horrific a time as it was watching her die for 10 years before she finally did die in my living room, so I had to call the funeral home to come and pick up her corpse. As much as that was horrific, I'd still do it again. I loved her, and that was good, and she loved me, and that was good. How much of my daughter's problems are because of my wife's kind of whacked DNA and my kind of whacked DNA? I don't know, because my daughter right now is in Montana to take advantage of their healthcare system because it's better than Washington State's. And my son, I've talked with him, and he sounds like he's got the inattentive ADHD as well. Tends to run in families. No cure for it, of course, but they can help with medication, and you need behavioral training. Meds aren't just the end-all be-all. It's like when you take antidepressant medications. You need to also do the work. As my therapist put it, taking meds for your issue, what it does is it takes a few rocks out of your backpack, so it makes your load lighter so that you can do the work easier. You're not carrying 150 pounds of rocks on your back anymore. You're carrying maybe 60. It takes a whole load off so that you can get your work done easier. And that'll be good, because I know I'll need to do the work to be able to train myself and such, to be able to take full advantage of having a normally functioning brain. I'm almost 58. I have deeply ingrained thought patterns that are just straight done because of my ADHD my whole life. So yeah, the meds aren't going to change that. I have to do the work that the meds are just going to make it easier to do. Thumbs up for that. Now, I didn't want to talk about that the entire time, so one of the things, I've got a whole bunch of stuff down here, but I'm not really going to talk about those because yesterday I talked about erogots, one of my 12 cosmic horrors. And I call them cosmic horrors because they are horrific in that their desires don't match up with anyone else's. And when they want to get something done, they get it done. And if that causes the death of a universe, bye. So, it's beings or objects, locations, or situations of an incomprehensible nature doing something or simply existing in a fashion that we cannot understand, with little to no regard for the safety of the lives of the little ones. Cosmic horror in a nutshell. So they're not necessarily evil, and they do have morals and ethics, and they can be quite pleasant individuals. In the zone of the universe, multiverse, where they can walk on the surface of planets without having an issue, they interact on a one-to-one basis with inhabitants. And it's not in a bad, horrific fashion. If you can talk to them and it's not going to be bad, they'll do things. It's just they're doing things they don't care about down below. Why should they? We don't care. We tear up trees to build houses. We mislocate all the things that lived there. We don't care about the millions of creatures per square meter in the land that we just tear up and move so that we can put down buildings. We are cosmic horrors to the things that are below us. So yeah, as above, so below, huh? But one of them is a joke. I had pronounced its name differently because I have pronunciation set in stone for each of the way the letters are pronounced. But as a joke to myself and just to poke at anyone who might be watching, I was pronouncing this one incorrectly. So instead of the way it should have been, Asatarasi, as a thing, it was just a Satorasi. But now, because of that, there's an actual thing. Because that cosmic horror had been just poking and prodding around inside of an ancient an ancient universe. As it spawned, it was so old, most of them were just dying off as they were being calved and spawned. And this was really close. Ancient world in this ancient universe. And Satorasi, Asatarasi, finds this old race about to be just, the last traces of it destroyed in the interior of the planet, and then the planet is going to be lost when the universe goes. But he finds evidence of this great culture, wonderful, and he feels a deep, deep, deep inside sense of loss. It helps, of course, that this ancient race of beings looked exactly like Asatarasi. But so it spent a short period of time, about 1 billion years, just getting all of that stuff together, learning it, memorizing it, keeping what he could. And I say he because I'm an English speaker and it defaults to that, and just, I'm sorry, there is no gender to satyr. But in deference to this race of beings, and this was satyr's defining moment, it changed its name, and it used their alphabet and their pronunciation for its name. So it rejected the name given to it by Mama Amaterasu, Asatarasi, and it goes by Satyr. And you either call it by Satyr or you don't call it at all. And for the cosmic horrors, it's rough because that language and those alphabets you have to do things that the bodies of the cosmic horrors are not built for. So it's like, for them to say it properly, it is a violent, painful cough right in the middle of the word. They don't like saying it. But Seder isn't going to answer otherwise. And so Seder spends its time searching through old dying worlds and old dying universes, trying to find things that are about to be lost for eternity and saving it. Its own form of lost control. All of my cosmic horrors are broken and neurotic in some fashion. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. And though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my depression, ADHD, and more, I get lost so easily. So let me call it my Chrome. I'm behind now here. We have Longnut82, thank you very much. And Pale White Corpse, or Lambo Rambo, good to see you. Yarlese Cruz, I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. And Kathy Kisscat, good to see you. We have Adriana Avalos, thank you very much. Bruce Wayne is hot, depending on the artist, yeah. And then there is Ask the Flabath. Thank you very much. Christopher Thomas, greatly appreciate. Can I get 2,000 subscribers? It depends. I mean, maybe. And then there's Joseph Spicer, thumbs up. Ricky Garlitz, thank you very much. Except, of course, you're very rude in your comments. Russian Timing, one day. And then Sparky, greatly appreciated. No, I am very sorry. And then there's Francisco Valdez, greatly appreciated. Eduardo Dordio, I'm nowhere close. Thank you very, very much. Bua Kamoli, thumbs up and thank you. Made in Canada, greatly appreciated. Good to see you. Sebastian Ferris, thumbs up. We have AL, thumbs up and thank you. CL Nitro, greatly appreciated. My dull channel stuff. I don't know if it is or not. I haven't seen, but don't put yourself down. Trinity Farmer, thumbs up and thank you. Then we have Resurrected Nightmare. Hey, good to see you in the comments. There's Jenny Wakeman, thumbs up and thank you. And then Luca Faria, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. And that's a very good thing. When you're depressed, you need to get extra voices inside of the echo chamber of your skull. So thumbs up on that, and it is greatly appreciated. If you could check out my various links down below, this hand shakes so much now just because of that severed nerve. It's grown back, but there's so much scar tissue. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign, which I'm going to have to rebuild because GoFundMe is changing their system. They're closing all current GoFundMes, and you have to restart any new ones. So or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people. That would be beautiful and awesome. Now, if you know, yes, if you want to help me out without sending money to one of those two places, I have the PayPal link down below. And if you want to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link as well. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest, rental tongue syndrome. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until, well, whenever I kick off. Hopefully a long time. So I've got this video. I have another video outward that I need to edit and render. I love that game. I love Ghost of Tsushima. I love games. It'll be nice to be able to concentrate so I can play the games that I enjoy again. Thumbs up for that. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very, very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up. And, of course, before I forget, please wear a mask when you go out among people. Please practice social distancing. It's a very, very good idea. Practice self-care. These are hard times for everybody. Practice your self-care. And of course, Black Lives Matter. And justice for everybody that the jack-booted, brown-shirted fascist thugs keep brutalizing and murdering.